I was thinking about how so much of our relating, I'm thinking about maybe us in our 20s or in college or whatever, was about not forgiving on like a general sense where like we relate to one another by talking about the problem or talking about how someone
Yeah.
has done something to you. And there's this camaraderie that has formed in society around not forgiving, because I think I've had moments now as me in my 30s and just kind of doing all of this work and growth where someone will look at me like I'm crazy when I'm listening. I'm neutral. I'm not reacting. I'm not playing into the story of like, yeah, aren't they like, isn't that so fucked up or whatever? And there's this kind of, it's not a separation, but it's kind of this call for me to hold that pose and not play into the loop and lower myself to relate. And I think that's something that many people in our community have experienced, where they're kind of learning like, wow, actually, I want to feel this way. And I really appreciate when I listen to my higher self in a situation and I don't lower myself to relate. Did you have a point in your evolution where you were experiencing that contrast with friends, with family? And how did you kind of move through that? Because it can feel a little lonely, or at least in my experience.
Yeah. Well, it sort of feels like I'm always moving into the next level of that. Because you're right, it's a very stark contrast when you leave the thought system of the world behind. Yes. ACIM says this, right? It says, from the perspective of ego's thought system, God's thought system of oneness and universal love looks insane. And vice versa. When you're in God's thought system, the ego's looks insane. And it says you're actually only in one or the other. There's no such thing as having one foot in both camps, because they contradict each other, like black and white. So when we start integrating the truth of oneness, at first it's a concept, and maybe we talk about it a lot, we tell everybody about it, but we still react negatively when somebody hurts us or something. So it takes quite a while, I think, for truths that we know to move from the mind to the heart, and it starts being a part of our being. Where Ra talks about this in the Law of One, you start to become a being of radiance, where the love energy you've integrated literally into your chakras, right? People actually feel it because you do hold that space. You don't react the way they expect you to. And that is the most potent medicine for ego, to be around somebody with a quiet mind, an open heart, without any fear. That's not something ego's used to. That's not a person that most people encounter very much in life. So it's completely disorienting to ego's thought system. And that's why you hear this cliche all the time these days, but all we need is love in the world. That's what we need right now to end this crazy insanity of this strife between left and right, or whatever factions it is, right?
My number one tip for staying sane during the holiday season is keeping your body moving. And what's better than not only keeping your body moving, but looking good while you do it and feeling good while you do it? My number one brand to look and feel good while working out is Lululemon. They also got me on the athleisure, but I love Lululemon. I've been a fan for years and years and years, like well before my SoulCycle days. Their quality of product is just well above the rest. I have leggings from Lululemon from like 4 years ago that are still incredibly intact and don't smell, I also just love their styles, their colors. They do it right. And this holiday season, oh my God, I got a sneak peek at holiday 2022 from Lululemon. Y'all, some people in my life are getting some awesome gifts from Lululemon. So I highly recommend checking out Lulu if you are gift giving this holiday season, or perhaps wanting to give people an idea of what you want. I am eyeing the Base Pace High Rise Tight. I like the 28-inch. I'm a 5'8" gal. This material is super warm. It's sweat wicking. It's quick drying. And it has this brushed texture, keeping you really warm if you're working out outside, especially. I love it. Just looks good on every single body and comes in amazing colors. I'm also looking at the Down for It All vest. I love a vest when I'm running outside. It has glide fabric, windproof, water resistant, super, super sleek. I love it. So check out the holiday 2022 over at lululemon.com. Set joy in motion for you and for people in your life. It's the best gift ever. Enjoy. I think one of the most pleasing gifts that you can get is skincare and body care. We laugh about it because I know when we were young, sometimes we would get, I will not say the name brand, we will get certain sparkly creams and it would be kind of a thing. But now as an adult, I am like so obsessed with getting clean, beautiful skincare and body care. And my number one choice, and what I'm getting so many people in my life that I love, is Osea. So Osea is a California-based skincare and body care brand. They've been making clean, vegan, and cruelty-free skincare products for over 25 years. And they use seaweed as their hero ingredient because this is a super nutrient-rich superfood. I'm sure you've heard about it, but truly, y'all, for the skin, I mean, it is chef's kiss. It also is anti-aging, it's moisturizing. Their products are just unbelievable. I wanted to shout out some of my favorites and what I would think would make great gifts. So the Undaria algae body oil is like my mom cannot get enough. I literally have 3 waiting in their wings at all times because I'm afraid I'm going to run out. It's their best-selling body oil. It comes in a jumbo size, which I think is a great holiday gift. And it's unbelievable. It's clinically proven to instantly improve skin elasticity and deliver deep moisturization. So a lot of oils leave your skin kind of sticky and gross. Oh, this leaves it really soft and nourished and hydrated. And it's going to look amazing. And it smells absolutely delicious. Okay, and I also recommend the Blemish Prone Starter Set. So this is a great bundle for anyone who is blemish prone. And one of the hero products I think in this set is the Ocean Cleansing Mud. So this is a beautiful mud cleanser, y'all. It is rich and fabulous and smells amazing. It purges pores of impurities and reduces oily shine. It also comes with a sea minerals mist, the blemish balm, and the essential corrective complex. So I recommend that one. That would be great for anyone in your life who you know struggles with acne. It's fab. So for our listeners, so excited per usual to offer you a discount. This brand we love and have worked with for years. So show them some love, and in exchange, you are going to get some of the best skincare products on the planet. You'll get 10% off your first order with the promo code almost30 at oseamalibu.com, OSEAMalibu.com. You'll even get free samples with every order, which is awesome. And orders over $50 get free shipping. So that's 10% off at OSEAMalibu.com. Use the promo code almost30 for a gift that will totally impress. Check out Osea's bestseller minis collection too.
We were flying over here into LA yesterday, and I got to tell you that story, by the way.
I can't wait.
We were flying in and I was looking at the amazing like architecture of the way the homes are built. And it's very like geometric, and I love sacred geometry. I'm like, wow, amazing that humans build that. And then this thought occurred to me, like, we can build all of this and we can't even get along.
I know.
It's so crazy to think about.
Or like we can't even figure out recycling.
Or
I'm obsessed with recycling. I'm like, why all this technology and no recycling solutions?
Yeah.
What was the story?
So this is gonna blow your mind because you're kind of involved in this. So I got this comment.
Even better. It's like, continue.
Tell me about me.
Literally. Now that we're live.
So I got this comment from a guy less than a week ago, and it was a really long comment. And he said something like, "Hey, I'm from Canada. Do you guys know Alex?"
Yeah.
Okay, so I was at Alex's birthday in Austin, and I posted a story with some of them and tagged the location. Apparently he saw my story and, okay, Aaron's in Austin. And he said, I flew out here to see you because I really need some advice. I'm going through a really hard time of depression. And I was just thinking if I could just get a chance to meet you, even for 30 minutes, if you could spare the time, that would really help me. But I understand if you can't and stuff. And it was a really long comment. So I was like, wow, I definitely got to respond to this, but I don't know exactly what to say. I've had a few people that were like stalkery before who did that. So you always want to be careful about how you respond, but I knew I didn't have the time in that 3-day period to go see a stranger. So
Sure.
I was trying to think of how am I going to respond and get drawn into my other work and forget about it. And then the next day it popped into my mind, oh, I should respond to that guy. And then he posted it again on a YouTube video. So he sent this message 3 times and I just didn't get around to responding to him. And first of all, nobody knew we were coming here. Nobody but my parents and you guys know that I'm here right now. So I didn't post like I'm going to be in the airport or traveling. But we're walking through the airport and I hear this guy say my name really quietly. And I turn around and this guy's standing there and he's sort of like, hey, can I shake your hand? And it's happened to, every so often somebody will like recognize me from YouTube. And so I was like, hey man, what's up? What's your name? And he's like, I'm Calvin. I flew out here to see you.
To LA?
To Austin.
So you were in the
Okay.
Austin airport.
We were in the Austin airport.
I was like, oh, wow. Got to call the cops.
Yeah, I know, right? We have a stalker.
Yeah, literally.
So I was like blown away. Oh, you're the guy who left that comment this week. And he was like, yeah. And our flight had gotten delayed a few times. So we had like an extra hour. So I was like, let's go sit down and talk. And this poor guy, he was like so nervous because he didn't expect to see us. And he was on his way back to Canada. So we sat down and started talking, really just letting him talk. And he tells me about his life and how he's just been crippled with depression. And he was saying he was trying to take his life a bunch. And he said he'd climbed up a tree and hung a rope around the tree in his neck. And he was going to jump off, but part of him couldn't bring himself to do it. He was wrestling like, just do it, just do it. And he said, but my soul kept saying, no, like you can't, there's no escape and you're here for a reason. Like, don't give up yet. And he had this thought of like, maybe if I can go see Aaron Abke, he'll help me like get through this. Maybe that would be a sign from the universe that like I'm supposed to be here or whatever. So on that whim, he booked a ticket to Austin without obviously knowing me at all. And he said he missed his flight and he missed his bus to the airport 3 times. And he was like, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to go. But part of him was like, no, I'm going to go. So bottom line, this whole experience blew me away because what a clear manifestation, first of all, that is, that this guy like created that reality. And I started thinking about all of the different events that had to happen to make that happen. So you had to invite me on this podcast. I had to say yes. We had to choose the right date. He was going to be on an earlier flight that day. Our flight got delayed so that we met up. We happened to be walking in the same location. And we couldn't even talk afterwards because the reality of it was hitting us. First of all, look how much God loves us. That the universe would like bend over backwards to set that event up so that this poor guy who was suffering with depression could know he's loved and he is being looked after and that the universe does have his back. It felt so humbling and such an honor to be a part of that creation. And like I couldn't sleep last night because I was just so struck by the love of God for us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Morning Microdose by Almost 30.
We hope you enjoyed waking up.
As always, we encourage you to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you enjoyed this trip, tune into the full episode on the Almost 30 podcast. All episode information can be found in the show notes.
Make sure to subscribe, and if this becomes a part of your morning routine, be sure to share it with a friend. We have new inspiring doses Monday through Friday. Follow us on Instagram at Morning Microdose and follow Almost 30 at Almost 30 Podcast.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the vortex.